What's up guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Osasuna versus Barcelona and most likely the final game of 2021. Of course, the World Cup is about 2 weeks away and this is the final match for Barcelona for about the next month and a half. Of course, not watching my clubs can be very difficult, but hopefully we can end off on the right foot, and that is with a big win away at a very difficult ground against a very good team in Osasuna to keep our league chances very much alive going to the second half of the season. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9:30 p.m. local time, so half an hour later than usual, and this match will be taking place at the Sadar Stadium, which of course is the home of Osasuna, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed, and on the pitch it will be the worst referee in the RFEF, Gil Mentana, and on the VR it will be Iglesia Villanueva. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona are currently sat in first place in La Liga on 34 points after playing 13 matches. We do have 11 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. But if you look at our last 5 games in the league, 4 wins and 1 loss. You're probably wondering, Barca Boy, how we first? That's because Real Madrid have still not played their weekend match yet. They're actually playing today in about 6 hours after I upload this match preview. So they will be playing Rayo Vallecano away from home. So keep your eyes on that. If they draw, we're still top of the league. If they win, they will go 1 point ahead of us. They currently sit on 32 points. After playing 12 matches, they do have 10 wins and 2 draws. But look at the gap between Barcelona and third place Atletico Madrid. It is now 10 points. Atletico Madrid drew against Espanyol over the weekend, and we now have a big cushion between first and third place. Of course, that's very important for the Super Cup to qualify for that next season, top 4 as well, but of course the goal of the season is to challenge for the league title. Now, if you take a look at the teams that will be facing this weekend, the top games are, should I say, midweek. Firstly, Atletico Madrid will travel to Real Mallorca. That'll be difficult. Betis will also travel to the Mestalla in Valencia. That's going to be difficult. But Real Madrid have a very easy game against Cadiz at home. So realistically, we're looking at the game today. If Madrid drop points, we could go and stay top of the league going into the World Cup, which of course mentally, psychologically will be very good. Again, if we're only 1 point behind, I don't think that would be big of a deal, but of course we got to go out and win our game tomorrow against Osasuna. But Barcelona do have a big chance of staying top of the league going into the World Cup break. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Osasuna and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're actually currently sat in 5th place in the Europa League spot in La Liga on 23 points. After playing 13 matches, they do have 7 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses. So they are 11 points behind us, but only 1 point behind Atletico Madrid and Real Betis in 3rd and 4th. So overall, this season, Osasuna are exceeding their own expectations. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Osasuna. Like I just mentioned, so far in the league, they are doing very well, exceeding their own expectations, and they have picked up some big wins this season as well. But the last time we faced them was, of course, last season at the Camp Nou, where we did walk away as 4-0 winners. This is part of the, that 4-0 vibe for like the that 3-month period under Xavi, winning every game by 4 goals. Look at the lineup. Of course, you have Dani Alves who's gone, Aubameyang who's gone, but everyone else essentially is still there. Of course, Pique, this will be his last game for the blaugrana, so it is going to be a very similar system, very similar style that we're going to match up for this game, and hopefully it will be the same result. Now, if you take a look at Osasuna's last 5 matches in all competition, in their last match they beat Celta Vigo 2-1, they beat Real Valladolid 2-0, they drew 1-1 with Girona, they beat Espanyol 1-0, and they also lost to Villarreal 2-0. But let's take a look at the last 3 matches in all competition. Firstly, 1-1 draw against Girona away from home. Very difficult game for them, of course. If you could say on paper, this game you could say they were evenly matched, and of course Girona being the home team, it will give them that extra motivation. But if you look at the formation, 4-1-4-1, they typically go with a 4-3-3, but this time they had their 2 wingers dropping back, and of course Abde playing for them as well. But in the end, it's very evenly matched up, and in a 1-1 draw. Next one is their 2-0 win against Valladolid at home. Very comfortable win for them. Of course, Valladolid this season are not doing too well, but this was a vintage Osasuna performance. They performed very well and also got 2 goals on the night as well, and most importantly 3 points. And the last game in all competition was of course a 2-1 win to Celta Vigo. I believe they also played on Saturday like we did, so no extra rest for either team. Now, I didn't watch this game back because I just had it on while I was doing my work. And all the goals came in the first half. I think Osasuna went 1-0 up with Avila, and then Aspas made it 1-1, and then they made it 2-1. Second half was dead rubber. Both teams trying to, trying to control the game. Osasuna wanted to walk away with the, 3 points. But, Osasuna trying to hold on to this game. They had some ropey, decision making. They had some luck on their side as well. So I would say they narrowly beat Celta Vigo. Of course, they had a new manager. They want to get that new manager bounce. They were at home as well. But this on paper is a very strong win for Osasuna away at Celta Vigo. And they walked away with all 3 points. So overall, final thoughts on Osasuna. They're a very strong team, of course, this season with, veterans and young players in their squad. And they're very well managed by their manager, Jagoba Arasat. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but I've seen him a lot. We've already come up against him multiple times. The face looks very familiar, but there's no name that sticks with him in my opinion. But very good manager, experienced in the league, and is doing well so far this season with Osasuna. Now, players to look out for Osasuna, there is quite a few. Firstly, Aitor Fernandez in goal, who of course was a former Levante goalkeeper. He moved once Levante got relegated. There are 2 center backs in Denny Garcia and Unai Garcia. They've done very well this season. Ruben Peña at right back, joined from Villarreal. He's very good. Moy Gomez, I think this is his second season with them. He's done very well as well. Ruben Garcia in the midfield. He's very, very strong player. He always turns up against Barcelona. I don't know why. But then I would look at their front 3. Firstly, Budimir, very, very clinical striker, great in the air as well. Kike Garcia, their veteran striker, kind of like, their Luke de Jong, so to speak. He does very well. But the one player to look out for is, of course, their star striker currently, Avila. He's done very, very well for them. He's, I think, their top scorer. He's definitely the goal scoring charts in La Liga as well. Penalties, headers, long shots. He does it all. He is the one player to look out for. Now, of course, there is Abde, who's out on loan, but he does have that clause in his contract that if he plays, Osasuna have to pay a bonus to us. And also he's injured, so most likely we won't see Abde. I mean, you never know. They may want to pay the fee and maybe try to win the game, but highly doubt that Abde will be making an appearance in this match. But again, with Osasuna, great team, have a lot of veterans, a lot of good players, and they all combine in, and they're going to try and win this game for sure. With them being at home, I see them being a bit more advanced in their 4-3-3. Although it's a big team like Barcelona, they could see it by 5 at the back. But for them, they want to control that midfield, also hit us on the counterattack. So I think defensively, Barcelona this match have to be very, very strong to walk away with 3 points. Let's now take a look at the squad list. The squad list for this match has been released and confirmed, and it is as follows: Ter Stegen, Bellerin, Pique, Busquets, Dembele, Pedri, Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran, Christensen, Alonso, Jordi Alba, De Jong, Raphinha, Eric Garcia, and Naki Peña, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Chadi Riyad, and Arnaud Tenes. So from the last squad list against Almeria, there's no changes whatsoever. Still no Kounde, no Kessie, no Depay, no Roberto, no Araujo. Literally the exact same squad. So of course, from the last squad list, no changes whatsoever. Time now to get into Xavi's press conference reaction, which took place immediately after the Europa League draw. Of course, he's asked a lot of questions about the World Cup, the Europa League draw, Pique. So let's get and see what Xavi had to say this morning in the presser. He came out firstly asking about the draw, saying that the draw is the most difficult opponent once again, but we look forward to it. They are a historic side. They have grown a lot with the arrival of Ten Hag, and they have great players. It's the worst draw we could have gotten. I mean, I am still fuming from that draw. It's always Barcelona. Even in the Champions League, we got the worst group possible. Back again. This is what happens when you do a Super League. If you look at the video of them picking the ball, the guy was eyeing the ball, the Man United ball, like, that one, Man United. It's all rigged. They don't want Barcelona to win. That's why it makes our job 1,000 times more difficult. Anyways, back to the press conference. Pique is available for tomorrow like any other day, and tomorrow we will decide on the lineup. Barcelona have never won the Europa League. It's a challenge, and we're going to try and win it. We are in contact with the Uruguayan Federation about Araujo, and we will decide together. The most important thing is that the player is at 100% and that he recovers well. According to reports, Araujo will go with Uruguay to the World Cup, but will not play in the group stages. If Uruguay make it advance to round 16, that's when Araujo could possibly play. Then asked about injury update on Memphis Depay and Jules Kounde, and that Memphis and Kounde both have discomfort. It does not bring their World Cup in danger. So Memphis and Kounde will be going with their respective clubs for the countries for the World Cup, but will not play for Barcelona. And again, remember with Memphis, he got injured during the international break, and we haven't seen him since. So we won't see him until the new year as well. He's asked, are Barcelona and United two great teams? Ronaldo in the decline said that he seems to be a great player. He's marking the era in football and can still make a difference on the pitch. Players who stay here during the World Cup will have days off, and then we'll start a new preseason around the early of December. So the players that will stay will get 2-3 weeks off. They'll come back. We'll get some preseason friendlies. I believe Barcelona are planning to schedule some of those. Then, of course, they'll be fully fit, ready to go for the start of the season at the end of December, beginning of January time. He was then asked about a reflection on his year as the manager, saying that after a year, I'm doing quite well. I knew coming here was going to be one of the most demanding clubs in the world in terms of noise levels. Last year, we had to put things in order, and this year, the goal is to win titles. Then asked about Raphinha's frustration. Of course, he doesn't get any minutes, and every time he gets subbed off, he throws a fit, and on the pitch, it ain't really been performing too well, saying that there are times when things don't turn out the way you want them to, but you have to keep on working, you have to believe, and I'm sure the goals will come for Raphinha. Same question for Dembele, saying Dembele is making the difference in many games. His numbers have improved a lot since we've been here. He's grown, but he lacks consistency. Thank God he knows he has to improve consistency, because with his quality and talent, he can be the best player in the world in his position. And lastly, Xavi was asked about the captaincy. Of course, Pique is leaving. Ter Stegen going to be the fourth captain. You're going to do another vote. Who's going to be the leader in the dressing room when Pique is not there? All that sort of stuff. And Xavi said that everyone has his leadership role in the team. We will miss Pique, but I don't see any problem. Whenever a captain leaves, the roles will be reorganized. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Osasuna tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm going to try my best for this lineup. I think it will be very difficult to predict. Will he go full strength? Will he try to make some rotation ahead of the World Cup, give some of those big players some rest? Who knows? But hopefully he picks the lineup with Barcelona being the priority, and I think he will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think he'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Alejandro Balde, Eric Garcia, Marcos Alonso, and Jordi Alba, midfield three of Busquets, De Jong, and Pedri, and a front three of Ousmane Dembele, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. From the last match, I think he'll make one change. I think he'll bring in Eric Garcia for Pique, simply because I think he wants Pique's final game to be at the Camp Nou. There are reports saying that, Pique is needed. He will play 100%. Of course, still no Jules Kounde, so if one of them get injured in the game, Pique will have to come on. That's going to be for sure, but I don't think Pique will start. I think Balde will stay at right back. I don't think there's a chance there for Hector Bellerin. Midfield three, you could see Gavi come in, but again, I think in that midfield three and the forward three, I think it is set in stone. He could start Ansu Fati. Don't think he does. Same with Raphinha as well. I think it will be a very, very similar lineup from our last match. Again, he could start Pique. I would not be surprised, but I think if he makes any other, big changes like Bellerin right back, drop Busquets for Gavi, start Raphinha, start Ansu Fati, I don't see any of those big changes. I see maybe a minor tweak here and there at the maximum, but that's not anything that Xavi Hernandez will select for this match. But of course, let me know what you think Xavi's going to go with down in the comments below. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup. I've gone this lineup on the screen right now. I've gone with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Alejandro Balde, Eric Garcia, Marcos Alonso, and Jordi Alba, midfield three of De Jong, Gavi, and Pedri, and a front three of Ousmane Dembele, Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati. So from Xavi's lineup, I have made two changes. Firstly, Ansu Fati in for Ferran. I'm not dropping Ferran. I know Ferran's playing well, but I think Ansu Fati would be more effective in a match like this. Away from home, we need pace. We need those dribbling down the left-hand side. I think Ferran's more so of a technical player, but I think I want that raw pace and that dribbling ability from Ansu Fati to hit hopefully Osasuna on the counterattack, and also get in behind the defense as well. Like I've said before, and I said again, Busquets away, big games, he's finished. So I've got De Jong in the pivot, and I've got Gavi and Pedri ahead of them. Back five for me would say the exact same. I wouldn't really start Pique in a game like this as well. I also kind of want his last game for Barcelona to be at the Camp Nou, and that's the lineup that I would select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I think Barcelona will end it off right with the win and 3 points. I'm going Barcelona winning this match by 2-0. I don't think it'll be as easy as the scoreline that I'm predicting suggests. I think it'll be a very, very tough game. I think if Osasuna start on the front foot, they get a goal early, we're going to be on the ropes. I think if they get a goal early, I don't see Barcelona winning. I see a draw as the maximum. I think the clean sheet will be difficult, but I believe in the team. I think if Xavi picks the right lineup, right formation, right tactics, this should be a win for Barcelona. And again, with us winning for Madrid, if Madrid drop points today, that could be an even bigger motivation to go out there and get those 3 points. But I'm confident in the team. Again, Osasuna on paper in this season and numbers-wise, they've done good, but on the pitch, they do have some vulnerabilities, and hopefully Barcelona can exploit those, and I think Barcelona will do so and win this match by 2-0. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Osasuna versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly on those lineups. Firstly, would I pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go if you were the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow for the match by match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game. Hope we can end off this year and this long break on the win in 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.